We just talking some news, D2E Newz, some hot topics. Now, one big topic we got to say is it been in the news, and we can't, just look past it. Is the Tory Lanez thing? Two things had happened. They one day, then the next day, a surprise. The first time when you know what happened with the 14 stabbings, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah, it's
person who
crazy.
done it was in the morning time, like 7 a.m. And the person who they accuse of doing it is a person
Sorry.
who's
Yeah.
PDF, a man who's serving life. He
Yeah.
has nothing to, he doesn't care, right? Because he's not coming out. And
Mm-hmm.
why do you think, like Stoner P, why do you think this happened? Because people are gonna, ask all.
It's
They're not really asking those questions. They're just thinking this is a racial thing because the
it's
man is Mexican and all them stuff. They're bringing up
we're not
race.
saying it's a race. First of all, free Tory. You know what I mean? Like the man's going through hell. First of all, not in his homeland. You know what I mean? He's not in his own country. He's from Canada. You know what I mean? But it's not a race. It's more of a setup thing,
That's what it
which
sounds like. That's what it
it
looks
sounds like
like.
it.
Hmm.
It looks like because look, the fans are fundraising this guy that did this to.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's true.
It's true. They're raising 20,000. G trying to
Is
make 20,000 to send to the guy because I guess they like Megan Stallion, right?
so they're supporting Meg The Stallion by sending money to the guy who stabbed
13-year-old,
Williams. That's
a
her fan
13-year-old,
base. You know that hurts her. That's not
a
helping her.
minor, a minor. He should not even be in general pop.
Yeah,
First of all,
yeah. For you're supporting a person who done something to a minor.
hmm
They're not looking at it. They're just so angry and emotional against Tory, right? That they will support anything. That doesn't look good for Meg. I hope people know it doesn't look good for Meg that people who supposedly support her is trying to support the guy who
like
stabbed
that right there,
Tory
that right
Lanez.
there, that should automatically walk in, right? But first of all, like this bodyguard, they came up with this evidence.
Now, does
Mhm.
that mean anything?
Well, if he has the allegedly the recording of
Is it a recording or is what he heard?
what
I
he
never heard no
heard,
recording.
that remember it's hearsay,
Hmm.
right? It's hearsay, but it's funny how he gets poked up. This new evidence comes out. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Somebody on that side, Megan's side, or Kelsey Harris, or you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Somebody went because you don't poke a man up 14 times. You're
14 times. Yeah, man.
you're blind for your life, bro. Like, but
So,
they're saying like
Anthony
Jay
Gordon.
Z. They're saying Jay Z's involved.
Yeah.
You know
Now
what I
that's
mean?
conspiracy theorists. Now they're gonna say,
Yeah, like
especially they're gonna look for everybody's gonna filter out the conspiracy
yo,
theorists. We've
if
been
you really
saying
want to
about
boil
Rock
it
Nation
down,
and Jay Z, but
if
yo,
you really want to boil it down, though, if you really want to
mhm,
boil it down, it's common sense, bro. If me, you, two girls, whatever, are
mhm,
in a car,
yeah,
and the girls kick off, and one of the girls have a fucking gun and whip out, and
mhm,
I'm a high profile celebrity.
yeah, Tory, you're cutting out, brother. But I know what you're saying. They're trying to cut out the
Stupidity.
see, we're raw and unfiltered. But what you're saying,
And then and then and then it makes
mhm.
sense though. It makes sense where you bring it back to the bodyguard, right? When
Repeat
you
that
heard the
shit. Repeat that
conversation,
shit, Stoner P, because they're trying to cut out what we're saying.
they're they're it's bro, it's you gotta look at this. There's five of us in a car, or
Yeah,
four of us in a car.
yeah,
Two girls do not like each other.
yep,
You are a high profile celebrity artist.
yep.
Are you gonna risk your career over an argument that can be resolved like quick?
And he knocked out the gun. That's what they're saying. That he knocked out the gun out
So
of the hand, and two other bullets ricocheted after three bullets was released from the gun.
so
He was trying to
I
be
don't know
like the
where.
peacemaker or stop the shit.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because yo, if I'm in the car, I can get shot.
Mm-hmm.
You can get shot.
Yeah.
Everybody can get shot
Yeah.
because some one girl decided to wheel out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, it's just common sense. If any any gangster, any person that dealt with guns in their life, they would know how to fucking box a gun out of somebody's hand, and it makes sense in the forensics now.
So do you think they're gonna take that evidence or that the words of this bodyguard seriously? Are they gonna try to dismiss it? They're trying to already dismiss it, suppress it. The FBI, bless up FBI. What's the joke, FBI? Because you should know about these stuff if you call yourself FBI.
And I'm like, so they're saying Tory this the man now, okay?
Yeah,
This guy that stabbed him up at a wedding on visitation.
yeah.
Come on, bro.
Which
What
visitation? What are you talking about?
like so like I guess Tory's at visitation room, right? Because I was watching some Spanish guy and he was trying to break it down. He's like, yo, it's not a racial
I heard
thing,
about
bro.
the I seen it what we were talking about. The Spanish guy talking
Yes.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's breaking it and he's breaking it down. He's like, no, it's over. Like, yo, Tory said, yo, I want to fuck his gal. First of all, bro, Tory Lanez can get any fucking girl.
What are you saying? Let's see. Let's read the comments. So we got a
Get her
comment here.
done, get her done, Can it by Eminem. You're my most favorite black rapper. What you
I don't know.
smoking there?
Smoking some high grade Canadian strong
This,
shit.
you
But yo,
this is Rajan Hash and fucking Pink Gash. But anywho, oh, a German guy goes to Poland on a vacation to. Okay, anyways, I'll read that after.
yeah, but yo, with Tory, man, free
Tory,
Tory. All we gotta say is free
so,
Tory. That's what we gotta do.
and if
Free
you look at it, if
Tory.
you look at it now, why would the man can get any girl he wants?
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, the only two girls that he should be having to bring to his visitation room, Tory, right, is his mama, right, and
Yeah,
his baby moms. Okay,
but was it a visitation?
yeah, it
It
was
was in the
currently
morning
a
time,
visit.
bro.
Hmm.
It was like 7:20. I don't know if that was visitation, but
It was probably the day before. You know what I mean? The stabbing happened in obviously in the morning because he probably heard about it. You know?
no, man. They said in the morning he got stabbed. In the morning,
Yeah, right.
I think it
But
was
I was saying they're just
7.
saying they got stabbed in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean the probable cause. Remember, you get locked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could probably get locked up 23 hours. I don't know how states are bad. You know what I mean? States 23-hour lockdown. You know what I mean? So within that hour or so that you're in there, you have to shower, you have your visitation, then you have to fucking eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? So obviously Tory, yeah, he's a celebrity, he's in jail. Obviously he has to kind of pay his way. You know what I mean? Pay his way in around the jail, you know what I mean? Get connected. But why would somebody create this race war in jail again? Right? Especially in the States.
That's what they want. That's what they're cooking up.
And
That's
then
the narrative.
and
That's
on top of it,
some people want to use this. They want to use it as an excuse for to start something else.
to
Right?
take it out. They're trying to take him out, right? Because
Yeah.
he's a face.
Yeah.
He's a celebrity.
Social media makes it more
You know what I
street.
mean? So you find Tory create a guy that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? But
Mm.
any celebrity that gets killed in jail,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's gonna
Think of it. If he did get unalived in jail, you know what would have happened? The evidence would have came out same way, and then people would have feel even more what worse now. if he got assassinated, would it be different, right?
Mm. But
All
then
I gotta
you
say,
gotta
free
look at
Tory.
then you gotta look at it. The gatekeepers, right? Remember, if they don't want to see Tory fucking, because Tory's a fire artist,
Yep, just came out with a
right?
new album.
This guy's the cartel of fucking Canada and America, bro. Doing
Yeah,
doing albums in fucking jail. You know which hip hop artist that was in jail or that's in jail right now doing albums?
nobody. He done something his legendary right there.
Okay,
Recording a good quality album too, right?
right. So
Free Tory. But
the
yo,
hip hop industry in general, G, is it's a cesspool. Like it's for you know they
just
say
the industry. Just say the industry, man.
the industry, the entertainment business,
Hmm.
right? It's all a dirty game. It's just how you fucking play and how you work your way.
Speaking
Like
of,
if you're gonna take if you're gonna go that cheat route where everybody's going,
mm,
then you're gonna be like how what's going on right now in the entertainment world, right? So free
speaking of,
Tory,
speaking of that, next story, similar. You know, not similar, but it's very popular right now. You know, it came back. It's been popular for a long time. It's just coming back because the cases the case has started. The trial has started. What do you think about the whole P Diddy thing? This whole P Diddy thing. You know what? I was saying it already. You know, like what they're hearing about Cassie. I'm just fast forwarding about Cassie. I've been saying already. I was saying she's not fully innocent, and people
oh yeah,
were like, you know, like she's the victim of this whole thing. She's clearly was going with it, and I said it a long time ago.
yep.
What do you think about that shit now?
Um, yo, the girls are first and foremost, the girls are freak.
Yeah.
The girls are freak. Come on, like you you wanted to play along with it till it
Hmm.
got rough and dirty and and all freaky and all that shit.
Hmm.
Cause yo, people have fetishes.
Yeah.
We all get that. Whatever floats their boat, whatever floats their boat. But there's a line that you don't cross in a relationship when it comes to that. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if if Diddy is allegedly taking Cassidy and using her for favors in
Yeah.
the celebrity world,
Yeah.
then that right there that's foul. You know what I mean?
But the thing about it, okay, we know a lot of this stuff already. This is but this is the part what never been spotlighted. But it was talked about, but no one paid attention. Yes, that video made Cassie look so much like a victim, but she's been with P Diddy for years. And when you see now, actually P Diddy, his people are putting out that stuff where you're thinking, why would he want to put that out? He's basically saying, yo, um it wasn't just me. She was really into this stuff consensually. If you see all the stuff what she was saying, she was wanted it, she wanted to do it herself without him.
But yo, let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this though, right? Remember, there's narcotics involved, right?
Yes.
When you know say Diddy fucking made those drugs make her knock her out cold and did those texts played along and text
Mm.
back and forth. Come on, G. You know what I mean? Just to
Mm.
cover his ass, right?
But she
Remember,
was sexing.
yeah, okay. So if she was but like, look at it. What if, what if she was knocked out and he pretended it was her on his phone? The man's a millionaire,
That could happen. Now that's a conspiracy.
right? I'm just breaking it down.
But
I'm
is
just
she gonna
breaking it
not
down,
admit?
bro.
Okay, that's only if she goes that route. Is
Hmm.
she gonna uh lie and is she gonna say that wasn't her? That's my thing. Is she gonna say those
Can't
texts
lie.
were not her?
She can't lie. She can't lie because it's clearly.
Then if she admits that's what she said, it's a whole different game now.
But you see what? Okay, but I don't know if this like they want to get him on a lot of
Yeah, there's different things, but on the freak off is not a crime. People have to realize it. There's a
in this
difference.
whole.
They're charging him with trafficking and probably extortion.
But I'm yeah.
Trafficking.
So I'm thinking yeah.
The freak
And
offs is just an extra bit. That's something where he actually had it legitimate. I mean, legitimate because he had people sign NDAs. You notice no celebrities are being maybe some of them are going to come up, but the real ones won't be exposed because when they went, he made them sign something. So they're what I said in other episodes. They're honoring Puff
yeah
Daddy's
yeah
rights in one way, but then they're still fucking him up because check this: they're respecting his NDAs as much
yeah.
as they're going after him. So, but that in a way is kind of compromised because the only reason they're respecting that because maybe they don't want to expose all these celebrities. Think of it.
I
All these
remember,
people
remember
always went around Puffy. Puffy's a celebrity guy. So whoever
mhm.
Puffy wasn't the only buddy, the only one at these parties. And it wasn't just
they're saying
and it wasn't just escorts at the parties. It
they're
was
saying
other people who were
Oprah Winfrey's involved. You know what I
mhm.
mean? Like this. So this whole Cassidy thing just like busted it open to a more of an investigation of what he's doing, right? Because obviously, if he's doing all these things to his minors, right?
No.
And
See, no. Check this though. No, see, yo, Stoner. Let's
mm,
go back how the government works. It started off as
mm,
freak offs, not no kids. And because they figured out they couldn't get him on the freak offs, they start bringing up this minor shit. I want you to see how they work. Not get confused like all these other people.
mm.
They started off as
but
these adult
but
parties.
but
Adult parties. Then they twisted down the line because they couldn't get him on the freak offs because that is consensual adults, right? So now you have to bring up the children. That's the only way you could really get him now. More.
and like again, if he's like date rape, it's called date rape, right? If he's date raping these minors, like you know how what we're hearing with back.
But they're not. No, but listen, I seen them talk about that, but none of those cases are legit. It's the older people who are talking, not no.
Yeah.
A lot of those cases got thrown out. What you're talking about? Those
Okay.
ones that
Okay.
play with minors. You remember
Yeah.
that guy Busby? I'm gonna remind you. Jay-Z
Hmm.
was part of one
Yeah.
with Puffy, and what
Okay.
ended
Okay.
up happening is that
Hmm.
Jay-Z exposed that lawyer. He had like hundreds of people with him trying to get sue Puffy for whatever
Hmm.
money, claiming he done all that stuff you're talking about. And
Mm.
what ended up happening, Jay Z was a
Hmm.
part of it. So Jay Z made sure he fought the shit, made this guy look like he's totally corrupt
Untouchable.
lawyer.
Yeah.
So they had to, all those charges, a lot of those charges on Puffy, what people are not
Yeah.
realizing, got dropped.
Ah. Okay. Okay.
Hundreds, whatever the 100 or more, or whatever, that all
But
shit
like,
dropped.
but they're looking into like more deeper into
They're
the hip
looking for
hop
the
world.
trafficking. Do want to see that he was paying for prostitutes, right?
Hmm.
To go travel and do services to people he
Hmm.
had, like his people.
Well, look at big homie CC there. He just came out with on fucking Pierce. What is his name? Hutchinson.
Morgan?
Sorry, yeah, Pierce Morgan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He went on his thing, and he was like, "Yo, bro, like he's like he's seen the shit, bro. He's like, but he didn't participate. It was like time when it's like they no, like nah, you're violating certain shit, right?
What do you
But
think? What do you think about the no jumper? What do you think about this whole fucking shit with like what started to make no jumper get popular? I could just say that to you. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
This whole thing, what made No Jumper, it was popular, but now
Mm.
it's
Yo,
more
bro,
popular.
right now, right, yo, the fucked up thing, okay, this whole podcast world, bro. Okay, let me bring it to this one first. Let me kind of get this off of my chest first. 'Cause, yo, Jim Jones, bro. You went on the Breakfast Club and you said some shit like, yo, Styles P has no catalog
Yeah, I
to
remember
compete
he
with
said
him.
that. Yeah, yeah. That's a while ago.
That was a while ago, but like they're bringing like Styles P, Styles
Yeah,
P.
that's
Like,
why Styles P said that shit recently. You're right.
get
That's
me wrong, bro. Ballin and Summer in Miami was his two hottest joints, except for Harlem. Now
mm.
that's all I know. And I listen to Jim Jones. Like, wait, if you want to go solo, you would not. Sorry, bro. Like, good try, but
Bro, Styles P
Styles
is
P.
deadly, man. Styles P is he has a catalog. I know Jim Jones is like, whatever, but nothing compared to Styles P. And
Mm,
when they had that whole thing with the locks and them, it
mm-hmm.
showed. It showed.
That
It
shows
showed
you right
right.
there.
Hmm.
Shows you right there. Let me bring it back to Mason Camp. Yo, academics. This guy's trying to go after fucking Mason Cameron, bro. Like,
What did he
what are you
say?
doing?
I heard about something, but I didn't pay attention.
Um, fuck. Man. Anyway, let me put back the free 20
Yeah, they had
thing.
some. They have something cooking still.
Mm.
They have something cooking. I don't know what it's really about, but Mace said something about academics.
Yeah, I said some shit. I wonder if I can I do it like this? I wonder if I can do it like this.
A lot of stuff is going on right now, yo. A lot of stuff is going
I'm
on.
back. Yeah, I'm back.
I don't see you.
I'm back. Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Yo, what do you
See
think
me?
about the Fat Joe and Jada podcast? They started a podcast recently.
Yo, number one on Apple.
Hmm? What you say?
Number one on Apple right
It's
now.
number one on
Number
Apple.
one on Apple.
The Fat Joe
Yep,
and Jada podcast.
yep. Number one on Apple right now.
That's big. I didn't know that.
That is big, bro.
That's
That
big.
is big, bro.
And they
And
just started.
honestly, they they're doing something out
Listen,
of
they're doing
the.
something more guys could do, but they're just lazy to do it. So let's see how
Mhm.
long they do this. More guys could do this.
Remember,
This
remember.
might be a trend. I know some people tried to do this, right? The pod
Mhm.
thing, the pod is bigger than what people think. It's how you want it. But these
But
guys are already established in the industry, so they have stories already. They have stories people want to hear. So that alone
I
makes it
like
big.
how they're freestyling though,
Hmm. But they have
right?
stories. They have real
Oh,
industry
shit.
stories of people they know who people are fans of. They have
Yo,
studio
you
stories.
can't, you can't be in the Joe Budden seats.
These guys are gonna blow up if they keep it together. I think they will be very big because remember this: these guys are
Mm.
actually a lot of people respect them, like it or not, in the hip hop industry. So
Yeah, of
whenever
course.
they talk about stories of DMX or producers or doing videos or when they were traveling together, people want to hear that shit. People want to hear about Jada Kiss when he traveled to Europe or came to Canada or
Yo,
New York.
yo, this guy with the tiny whiteies guy, what the fuck, guy? That's how the man dealt with him though.
People want to hear all these stories from Fat Joe and everything, all
Yo,
their
think
career,
about it though.
and they know the
Remember,
music
these guys
business.
used to beef. These guys used to beef.
That's then now's now,
No, but
man. Right now these
like,
guys
look
are
at it
making
though.
money. Now
It's
these guys
just,
are
yeah,
making
making
money.
money. It's just like Cam and Mace,
Yeah,
right?
people are gonna follow that formula. That's what they're following that formula. Now check this. You see
Mm,
if this other guys do this. Like for example, I'm putting out this in the universe because they're
mm,
older too. If you see Rakim and like Karis One, right, do a pod and
yeah,
just say Big Daddy Kane. It's three of them.
yeah,
Three of them. Fuck.
yeah.
They'll fuck up
That'd
the
be
whole.
good
They'll
stuff.
screw up the whole industry. Everyone is tapping in to listen to Karis One,
Yo,
Rakim, and Big Daddy Kane. Everyone, even the young ones, because these
yo,
guys
who
are
was
hip
that?
hop heavyweights. Huh?
I think it was Premier. there's like an interview. I think it was Premier and Flavor Flav, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Flavor Flav was discussing about how he got his chain and his watch and shit,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like, bro, and like, it, yo, it was sick. It was like the old school shit. You know what I mean? It was like, yo, he got it from a person on the road, and he
Mm-hmm.
just put it on his neck, and he just rocked with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, but yeah, if you seen like pioneers like that, you know what I mean? Come together and do a pod, like
If
even
you have
if
like those guys do a pod, they have stories from a long time around a lot of other legends and seeing even the new guys like
I wouldn't mind seeing the East and West come together
as a
like
pod
legends
too.
as pod.
That would be good. Like you have Be Real, Ice Cube, and on the East. Who you put?
Have fucking on the East. Well, B Real's from the
No,
no.
no, no, no. If you know what they should do? Pod specials. Like I'd have Nas from the East, and who else? I don't want to put someone too big. Uh, Buster Rhymes. He's big. Nas and Buster
Mm-hmm,
Rhymes in the East, and then you have like I said, Be Real and like a Ice Cube.
mm-hmm,
And these pods are like sponsored, which people are gonna take this idea, the gem. They're sponsored by corporations, like how they do a versus. You see how they do
mm-hmm.
versus, right?
Yeah.
And it's live. You have all these four gentlemen, or even it could be more of them, as a live
Mm-hmm.
podcast event where these guys just talk about their experiences in the industry. You see it in wrestling. You
Yo,
see them do
they
that. You see them do that in wrestling, right? With Bret
yo
Hart.
we do it too. Like yo, we don't okay. Like we just like same thing with like on smokers classes, right? I just don't talk about weed. There's all different subjects that's going around that's like either related, like somehow
Mhm.
related to weed or whatever. But
Yeah,
we're talking about other shit. Like it could be sports, it could be
yeah.
fucking music, it could be anything, bro. Comedy, anything. A fucking even a movie that we all seen back in the days, and it just slipped our mind and we just brought it back, you know what I mean? Into like, yo, this movie was sick. How come they didn't remake that one? You know what I mean? It's just
Yo, I want to go back.
conversation.
Yo, what do you think about the whole no jumper situation? How that? Don't you think that gave them more views, more attention?
Yeah, yeah, it did. It did. It did.
The
And
bigger
then
audience.
okay, so like with Diddy, right? They're trying to say he's involved in Nipsey Hussle's like
Who?
setup.
Who?
Nipsey Hussle setup.
Who?
Diddy. Diddy.
I thought it was Big U.
No, but no, Big U had a factor in it, okay? They're saying
Mm,
because look at this.
Because Puffy was dealing with his girl.
And who was the executive producer on his last album?
On whose last album?
Nipsey's.
I don't know. Who?
Puffy.
He is?
Hmm.
Shit, I didn't know that. For real?
Yeah, there's a clip. He said it on a fucking he said it on a podcast.
I never knew. So wait, his last
Bro, this
album.
is and like so if you go back to the whole Nipsey thing when he got murdered, right? Before that, 2 weeks before that, right? Why the fuck are Laura and London going to fucking death counseling? two
They're
weeks
saying that
before
they're saying
Nipsey
that
Hussle,
Puffy and her had a relationship. They're saying her and Puffy
because
had a
he because
relationship.
he said he wanted this album to be like Biggie's album, Life After Death.
Hmm.
Do I should dig in deeper, bro?
Yeah, because I started. Okay, when Nipsey started to get more popular, right? A commercial. I swear I did see something with Puffy was like interested in him or trying to be around him, right? Correct me if I'm.
Who won them, right?
Yeah.
Jay Z.
Who?
Jay
What
Z.
you say?
Remember, yo, Nipsey was his own man.
Yeah.
No one remember. He was the first artist to make a whole $1 million independently. Okay, independently on his own record and everything,
Mm-hmm.
mixtapes, everything, bro. $1 million, solid quote. Jay Z rated him for that. He's like, yo, this guy is he's a king. Jaguar, that chick Jaguar Wright even says it.
Mm-hmm.
They were scared of Nipsey Hussle's ways because no one could have
So how does Big
muffled
U
him,
tie up into this?
right? It's the whole Rolling 60s thing. Remember, Big U, the only way Big U, remember, he's labeled as a fucking rat, okay? The only credibility that he can have left in this society, besides being a rat, is to be a snake. He's just a fucking pawn in the chessboard, bro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Right? Remember, he has ties in the biggest LA gangs on both sides. He
Mm-hmm.
has in like how does he know that information? They're using him to collect all that info.
Yeah,
Come on, dude.
you're right.
Should I say what?
20,000 wiretaps. 20,000 wiretaps. He did not know. You know how much
You did not know
years that is?
bullshit, bro. You're supposed to be some big gangbanger from LA, and you don't have a fucking wiretap scanner.
So you know what they do? That's what they do. This is how they're deadly. They know what
'Cause
he
I
was.
know,
They wanted to see the whole operation. So this is how they
of
do it.
course.
You could have all the shit you have, and you wonder how you move it, right? And they'll make you do that shit for 10 years or a couple
Mhm,
years because just a year is not enough. When
mhm,
you could watch a person for at least 10 years and you know you got them watch, but you don't want them to know you're watching them, right?
mhm,
That's how you're gonna get more people on the hook because they don't just want you. Maybe you could give them more people by
mhm,
who you know. So they
mhm.
watch you for 5, 10. If they see it's a big operation, they
Okay,
watch
look.
you for 20 years, yo. That's what they
Let
probably
me
did with him. They watched
let
him.
me let me open the people's eye to this one. If you guys don't know, let me take it to the hip hop police.
Yeah, the hip hop police.
Okay, let me take it to that. Did anybody physically seen a hip hop police officer arrest a hip hop artist?
No.
Okay, then this whole podcast thing came. That's
Mm,
the wire. That whoever was smart and went on a podcast and said the right thing.
mm.
You know what I mean? Because hey, yo, you gotta be smart. These guys are like fucking, you know what I mean? News anchors. They want to get the whole fucking flash. Come on, man. It's a urban news, bro. Like content. It's a content creator world. If you're fucking, you don't want to be in people's business. You know what I mean? And everything, yo, yeah, yo,
You put
yeah. I heard you
yourself in
did.
there, man. No one tells you to talk about certain things. They don't force you. We're not doing that. If you decide to come on and talk shit,
Mhm,
I might warn you before you get more deeper. But like when like a lot of these guys go on these platforms and they don't think what they're saying. That just they just incriminate themselves, man. Like they think that and remember, unless the person which people are going to catch on to this trend is putting up a disclaimer meaning that you're explaining what you're talking about and it could be fictional, right? So you should be explaining because if you don't now, they could just use it against you more. Nowadays, you got to make sure you have to clarify what you're doing.
of course.
So
Well, you have to clarify everything, right?
mhm,
Nowadays, because the whole AI world,
yeah,
right? Like people can make up so many fucking rumors out there, bro, and like people will believe.
but that's why they do when we talk the real. There's something called shadow ban, and I heard even on YouTube they do the shadow banning. So We already know their experience with this whole internet shit. Real deal. They like no one should ever think that they ain't watching or listening. They watching and they listening. So that's how they got a lot of people with the technology. Everybody,
Mm-hmm.
right? Talking. So we witnessed that shit on here. I witnessed it,
Mm-hmm.
man.
Yeah, for sure.
Trust me,
Like,
like
yo, it's this entertainment world, bro. It's we all knew about secret societies and cults. You know what I
hmm
mean? We all knew about that shit way
hmm
back. If you guys didn't do
long
your
time.
history, didn't watch fucking certain documentaries and shit, well, let me tell you one documentary, The Secret. Jay Z's name brought Rockefeller's label got brought up in that documentary. It's an Illuminati thing. See, anything, sports, down to fucking schools, n- fucking hospitals. If you want to be a doctor, come on. You want to be a successful doctor
Bless
and
up,
scheme your
Big
way?
Chill.
You want to scheme your way to the fucking top, right?
Mhm.
And not do it the right way, the legitimate from the roots, right? Yo, bro, you're going through some dirty fucking alleyways and bushes and everything trying to get to the top. But yo, bro, do that, bro. See how that dirty work come out, right?
Yo, I want to ask you because I had a pod what I had recently, and you know they suppress certain things, right? And
What?
we do the media, we're a
Mm,
podcast, we do all types of stuff. We've been doing it for 6 years, right?
mm.
But the most successful are what people talk about. The most successful platform, what came out of Toronto, is Six Buzz, and Six Buzz used to be known what people are saying, right? For promoting urban scene or the hip hop. But do you think they're doing that right now? I don't think so. When I looked on Six Bus, I just look on them as a cut and paste page. Just it's built up from other content makers. That's up, Big Chill.
Well, there's remember there's six boys. There's whatever has a six on it. I believe they're the same people in my
Yeah,
eye. You know what
yeah.
I mean? But for the hip hop culture, if they're signing artists
Mm.
and pushing them forward, like that's your artist and under Six Buzz label or whatever. Okay, you did something for the culture, but you're not like a rap city, much music. You're not like that. Okay, for one, for Toronto. Okay, they can never be that because that was the original hip hop. You
So
know what I
what is
mean?
Six Bus to you, right? To me, I never
To
really
me, right now,
fucked with
Six
Six
Buzz. Yeah,
Bus.
you're seeing it right. It's a copy and paste, but because in the beginning, what did they do? They only paid what 10, 15 seconds of a person's video just to
And I hear the money people pay for it too. The money, hundreds of dollars just for a little clip. But that's not even going on anymore. They're not even promoting that shit anymore.
what happened. Look all that shit that happened. All the fucking pages got taken down, got put in court, and all this rah 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 shit.
So wait, what you say, Big Show? You read that story P for me.
I've never heard of them until Friday. Talk about them.
You never heard of Six Bus? You know what? I never really was checking for them. I check the page once in a while, in a blue moon. But I heard of them. Right, the younger generation, more like I would say.
6 months to be it wasn't musical. It wasn't nothing about music. I thought Six Buzz was the shit that happens in fucking the six. All the politics, all the drama, right?
hmm
That's what I thought it was. I
And
didn't think there was anything doing with fucking the music.
yeah, I heard they produced like some
Yeah, they
like
they
top five had a album what he had. They produced
they produced. Yeah, they probably put money into like
yeah
certain
money into it.
records or
Yeah,
whatever. But
sponsor kind of like a sponsor.
sponsored pretty much. You can say that, yeah, sponsored, right?
Mm.
They who knows? They probably do have a producer on their team, whatever, right? But would I see? if you're gonna be either doing something for the Toronto hip hop, either push these young artists forward, like get them shows.
That's what I was saying. Get them shows. Does Six Bus put on shows if you're that big? Like, if you're that big, put it this way, man.
I think they
Put it
mostly
no,
do
no. I'm gonna
fucking.
say it straight up. This we let's call. I'm calling it right now. If you're the so-called biggest media platform in Toronto or Canada, right? You should be putting on events for the city. And I never heard of Six Buzz event. Maybe
Oh
they
yeah,
put it in the past. I don't know, but I mean a Six Buzz event, a Six Buzz festival, promoting all Toronto artists that they are interested in. You get what I'm saying? Have you seen that from them? Any platform that supposedly supposed to be big, and you did come from the hip hop culture background or influence, you should be
I'm
putting
gonna
out something for the city. No, that
I'm gonna
straight.
say I'm gonna say shout out to Friday. Okay, we love hip hop. He did something with the ball tournament in Driftwood, right? That's the only person I see really like actually engage with hip hop artists and do something like that. You know what I mean? I don't see them because remember they're supposed to be content creators too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're not out there
Let me see.
doing this. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah,
not they're not going to an event. They're not going to an events like certain artist events. You know what I mean? Seeing what's hot. You know what I mean? Or helping them out. The
but
only people I see really doing that in the city is the people. You know, I'm gonna be real. You know, Team Real Estate's doing something. You know what I mean? Fucking who else? Lord Fury's doing something. You know what I mean? Um, I can go on. I can go on. A lot of other artists, a lot of other people,
okay,
community.
they're doing something. But the biggest media platform, so-called media
Yo,
platform,
the news. That's it. The newscasters, bro. News anchors, bro. But you don't see their face. Cause yo, if you're
yeah,
supposed to be having a label, right? They don't even have a fucking podcast.
that's what I'm saying. If you're big like that, you're right. You said it good. They don't even have a podcast. And let's be straight up. That's the new media now, man. Like podcasts are even more beneficial than being a rapper right now, or any artist right now, because or a podcast to me is no different than a streamer. Streamer is the same shit,
Okay,
right?
so
So when you see Kai Cenat and you see academics, even let's go to Joe Budden and all these guys, content makers, they and some are former artists, they're making more money than they ever did being a DJ or an artist, and they don't have to go travel. All they have to
yeah,
do
but
is go in a studio or be in their own home,
yep.
and they're going to be getting the views, hundreds of thousands of views if they're successful on YouTube, right? Up to millions of views, and that's going to help them have some type of income, especially those streamers. You always hear about these streamers having these deals, like the DDG guy, whatever. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
the academics, the Kai Cenats, and the Aiden
Yeah, yeah.
Rosses.
I'm telling
These
you,
guys
they
are just in a fucking bedroom, sitting down, or in the basement
mhm.
on the computer, talking shit. That's it. Nothing special.
Yeah. If I was the owner of Six Buzz, right? If I
You
was
gotta
the
be
owner,
relevant. Yo, trust me. This is what I'm gonna say. Yo, now that Big Chill's on here,
mm,
I'm
if
gonna
I was the,
say how there's a misconception, especially on this whole content shit.
mm,
I seen, and it could be fake or what, but it's not really fake. That's why sometimes the numbers is funny, and sometimes on these platforms, the subscribers mean shit, because I could see an account what has just say 50,000 subscribers or
yo,
60,
do I have
right?
to get back
Check
into
this.
the shit?
Check this.
Mhm.
They go live, right? And
Yeah,
you only will see maybe 200, maybe 300, maybe, I'm
yeah,
saying maybe. right? Remember, I'm saying maybe 300.
Uh-huh.
And then you could go check other platform what has 2,000, maybe
Mhm.
4, 5, or 7,000, right?
Yeah.
And their live has like 700 people watching. 700 compared to the person who has the 50,000 subscribers and has like
And
barely 200 watching. You see what
remember,
I'm saying? You see where I'm getting there, right?
yeah,
So
remember,
it's the
math.
numbers sometimes don't mean shit.
I know, I know,
It
I
doesn't
know,
mean shit because you have a big so-called looking like you have a big following that you really have an impact. Because yo, I seen it, man, on here. I could, but no. I seen it actually authentic. I could tell from the ones where
mm,
they're bots. I could tell, and I
for sure.
seen real interaction. Like you
Yeah,
know, and I'm talking about Americans too, because they have a
yeah,
bigger market than here. I'm not talking about necessarily Toronto. I'm talking
of
about
course.
people who have like 12,000 subscribers getting more views,
Mm-hmm.
people tapping into their shit
The
than the people
streamers,
who have
the
higher
streamers.
whatever shit because they keep streaming. I'm just saying, I seen the shit. I seen
Mm-hmm.
smaller platforms, right? And it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean what I see. The key is what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The key is what is relevant, and you got to stay on one topic.
Of course, of course.
You get what I mean?
Especially,
You got to stay on one topic. I know
okay,
about the
look at
bot
it.
shit. I know about the bot shit, but this, when you see the people, what they're saying, when you actually, because some people don't read the comments, right? When
Mm-hmm.
you see what they're saying, they're really
Mm-hmm.
interacting with what the person, the host, is saying.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? And I seen fuckers. A guy grew from 6 to 10 in 2 weeks because he was talking about something. For example, the WAC 100 whole shit, the whole no jumper shit. I seen platforms just using that shit to build up their shit. They never was popping before until they found something what was hot, right? So people
Let
are
me
tapping in because of that.
let me
They
break
usually don't get all of that shit.
let me bust this brain for y'all. Okay, and you probably see it.
Mm.
You scroll on Instagram, right?
Yeah,
Scroll on Instagram and you see a page. One of those pages, say like a page of cats,
yeah,
right? Funny shit of cats. But that whole page is just a funny shit with cats. And they have all these likes, all these clicks, all
yeah.
these followers.
Bots. Those are
Right?
bots.
No, those are people. Those are people are creating these pages.
Mm.
They stick to one content,
Yes.
right? So vice versa in the podcast world, right?
Yes, you got to
We
stick to
yeah
the.
we talk about numerous topics,
Yeah.
right? But it's all relevant to one thing.
Yes.
Like how we're talking right now, all this music industry
Yeah.
nonsense, right? It's still the same topic, music.
Yeah.
We're still focusing on that, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna it generates. You're gonna generate. It's gonna click. It's gonna click. And
Bitches.
eventually,
Yeah.
it's gonna the algorithm's gonna catch on,
Well,
right?
yo, this is it for this episode. I have a interview coming up soon,
Mm.
so yo, bless up, Big Chill, everybody for tapping in. This is your host Sean Myrie of the D2E
Free motherfucking Tory
podcast
Lane.
with Stoner P.
Yeah, I'm smoking on a donut right now. If you guys don't know what a donut is,
Bless, Big Chill, yo. Bless up to everybody. Please subscribe, support the channel. D2E.
yeah.
Tap in with me later tonight, right? Yo, give you the details later, yo. Bless up. Down to earth.
Mm.